Yes, yes, people. You know what time it is. It's that time. And look, my guy's already disappeared. I don't know if he's got a dodgy connection or anything like that. But big up to the Angry Gooner show is back, 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 back. I'm not even saying popular demand, but it's back, people. Where's Tony? Tony's disappeared. I don't know what's happened to him. Let's add him to stage, and he's just rolling there. Big up to you, Tony, man. How you doing, my bro?
See ya, people. Big ups everyone who's come down here to watch us today. Big up to my guy, of course, Abs in the streets. I mean, one of the realest ones I've got. You know, if I got a problem, there's a guy I run to just get a talk about certain things, and it's just that we come back on our show just after my holiday. And yeah, I'm here. I'm here, and people. I mean, it's not a happy one. Yeah, I mean, coming back from holiday and your first matchup. I mean, coming back is a not London derby across shores, and you get to lose. I mean, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, innit? But big ups to everyone who is joining us on the show today, and I mean, me and my brother down here, we're gonna do justice to what happened yesterday, and of course in the transfer window, and let's see what happens.
Big up to BBK Sports and big up to AFC always. Big up to Moss Spots and obviously big up to everyone entering chat today. Listen, people, yeah, let's just set something straight here. Yeah, we're angry gooners, but we're passionate at the same time. If you don't like what we got to say, then challenge us. Yeah, challenge us. If you don't like certain things that we're saying, because I think that you can also be praise, you can also give praise, but you could also be critical as well. Yeah, not everything that you see is always positive because you know what? Yeah, you understand criticism. Yeah, and sometimes criticism is merited. Yeah, and sometimes criticism makes you grow, makes you even better. Constructive criticism. So that's what we're gonna try. Well, we're not gonna try. That's what we're gonna do today. We want to talk about the game yesterday because that's where some of our angst comes from. I didn't like what I saw yesterday. I don't know about you, Tony, but we're going to get into that in a moment. But before we do anything, people, the main thing that you need to do is you need to hit that like button. If you want to hear Tony get on a tangent and not let me speak, hit that like button because as soon as Tony gets into one, I'm not going to be able to say anything. So anyway, let's get started. Let's talk about the Arsenal Tottenham game yesterday. So we lost that game 1-0. You know what happened in that game? Raya got lobbed by Papasar. We can moan that it was a foul on Skelly, but the whole game just seemed off to me, and it just seemed the same tactics: crossing, set pieces, and then hoping for the best. I wasn't impressed with the game, Tony. I wasn't impressed with the tactics. I wasn't impressed with the manager. Some of the players, obviously, we didn't start with the strongest team. I get that. But now, before I came onto the stream right now, I thought to myself, if Zubamendi doesn't start games or he gets injured, unless Declan Rice takes up that position, we're in trouble because I don't think Norgard can carry us in that position. But anyway, I'm going to let you speak on what you thought of the game, and then I'll come in and answer any questions that you may have.
See ya, people. Of course, this is supposed to be an interactive show. Of course, my brother Abs is going to speak today. Waffle TV is going to talk. So, people, I've done my rantings on shows. I mean, God bless our brother down here. I mean, BBK Sports. I mean, you know the kind of respect I have for that brother in it. I mean, to
Big
come into the
respect, big
space,
respect.
and he's actually definitely talk to, relate to, across, a whole lot of stuff happening with Arsenal. and had a show with him, poured out, I vented out, on that show, because that's an avenue for me to do that. I was with my brother Josh, also had to vent. But today I would like to listen to you more. But still, I still have to get my word in it. See, man, you asked a clear question. I'll give you a clear answer. Mikel Arteta got found out again yesterday by an elite manager who just walked into the halls of Tottenham Hotspurs this summer, completely made a team that finished last season in 17th position, considered 65 goals, if I'm correct, in the whole of last season's campaign in the Premier League, conceding 65 goals and making them tactical and defensive genius yesterday. That's how he made them look yesterday. Upon everything, I mean, you can talk about possession from today till tomorrow, but what does possession mean when at the end of the game you can't even win? I mean, what's the need of dressing the ball and passing sideways and going back to Raya and tossing it sideways down to Saliba, toss it sideways to Odegaard, and Odegaard dressing the ball 30 more touches, on the ball before sending it backwards down to David Raya all over again. It's rinse, repeat, and nothing, literally nothing, has changed with the brand of football that I saw yesterday. It's the same thing with what we saw last season. I mean, you just have to go with the fact. With the manager spending up to nearly 185 million pounds in the summer transfer window, definitely you want to see change. You want to see the new players come into the game and just bring something new, something about their character, something about the way they play in the former club should be able to show in how they played yesterday. But I mean, just look at Nordgaard. I mean, definitely, I knew he came in as a backup to Zubimendi, but again, man, you know, when you're called upon to do a job, you should do it excellently. I won't lie, there were some areas where it was quite decent. I won't lie about that. But again, many times, I couldn't count how many times. He got stuck up in the wrong tackle. I could count how many times when he tried to keep possession, but it was too heavy for him. It's just like when the crown, of a king is too heavy in the city, because many other many other cyber bullies, won the crown too. It's like heavy is the head that wears the crown, and I'm sorry, man, that crown is just so heavy. It's so heavy for not God to carry in his. In his nascent, introduction into this Arsenal team, you could see that. They just saw him missing in that midfield yesterday, and definitely it's not in the control of Northgard. Something different was missing in that starting 11 in that midfield. There was no bite. He kept on losing the ball, turns and turns and turns with that number. When I did watch him in Brentford, he was a tough guy. But suddenly, I'm just looking at some crackheads from Tottenham Hotspur team. Just toss him all around. Bro, I don't want to turn this into a venting session, but you just have to call a spade a spade. Uh, Waffle TV. Kai Havertz. Let's just have words. Yeah.
Hold on,
all those.
hold on. I gotta stop you there, yeah. You just mentioned Kai Havertz, yeah. You were defending this guy last season. You Tony called Gunner TV was defending Havertz last season. Now you have a problem.
See, Abs, it's simple. I'm a fair guy. How about that? I'm not like all these other podcasters that aren't fair to players. I'm a very fair person in general. Because not because she came in from Chelsea, then I totally write you off. No, you have to show me, give me a reason why I should defend you in public. And as at that time, I wasn't even really seeing any energy from Martinelli. I wasn't seeing any big time energy from Trossard. I mean, Jesus was always crocked. He never played for Arsenal. And Kai Havertz was the one, at least even scoring goals for us. I shouldn't be bringing him down at the time. So I wanted to just see what he was going to do, see how he was going to play before I actually laid that criticism on him. You just have to be fair in the streets. And right now, I mean, I've just seen that I mean, it's just complete garbage at this point. And again, when you look at the videos and the pictures we've been seeing of Kai Havertz and his buffed off, I mean, he's kind of buff now, with all that muscles
It looks
and
the
all
same
those
to
things.
me.
I mean,
It looks the same to me.
what's adding those much pounds to what to what you are, and then you're being tossed around by thin looking Tottenham Hotspur players. I mean, he was being tossed around everywhere yesterday, and I was wondering, how is this guy buff? What I mean, why would you actually transform yourself only to be dog walked by Tottenham Hotspur players, rounded up by them, totally bundled off the ball from these people? Other God, yet again, brother. I mean, we've talked about this a whole lot of times here. We've had lots of patience with Martin Odegaard as a player because we do know he has some certain form of intrinsic value. We've seen him cook before. We know what he can do. But however, he hasn't improved. Yeah, he had an injury that kept him off last season. But I mean, this season there's no injuries. Give us something to think about. Give us something to mess with our minds in preseason. But it's still the same rinse and repeat, tap tap dress, snot, put on your hair, turn back, pass back sideways. Bro, man, come on, man. What are we doing? And Abs yesterday, if there was any shining light, of course, I want to talk about the positives later on. But I mean, I just have to bring in this comparison while I'm talking about my analysis of yesterday's game. You could just see when Bukayo Saka hobbled off the pitch, injured. Yeah, we brought in Max Doman. You saw his impact almost immediately. A 15-year-old has the tactical nuance, has the footballing brain to actually say, you know what, yeah, I don't want to engage in, pass sideways, a back pass to David Raya. I want to actually attack. I want to actually carry the ball. I want to progress with the ball. I want to literally take players around me, tap them all around me, open up spaces, and attack those same spaces while saving it all at the same time. And that's what he was doing. And I'm looking at Martin Odegaard and I'm saying, this 15-year-old kid is everything Arsenal wants in a player that Martin Odegaard isn't. What happens when you do have a 65 million pound acquisition from Sporting Lisbon and our manager? I mean, I don't want to turn this to an Arteta out syndrome or whatever. But I mean, you just have to call a spade a spade. 76 minute, you're looking for a goal. 76 minute. That's when you bring in supposedly the most lethal striker in the past 2 seasons that Europe has seen. And you bringing him in the 76 to do what? To do what? And even apart from that, there was no service from Martinelli to start with. I mean, at this point, yeah, people, I will tell you what I told Josh today. Just situate a hologram down there, down that left-hand side. It's better. We don't have any left wing. I just put a hologram down there, down the left-hand side, and pretend that we have someone there, that we have an attacking personnel down there, down that left wing. Put a hologram there, it will even scare players than what Martinelli and Trossard is doing up there. Trossard came up yesterday under 2 minutes, is injured. No, can you believe this? Injured after 2 minutes. Bro, every single thing is wrong. And you know what, yeah? What even makes me pissed off is watching David Raya roam unlicensed, as in with ill discipline. I mean, last season, it cost us a whole lot last season. Yeah? With those displays, leaving his goalpost with ill discipline. Yeah? Without caution. And who's giving him that license to do so? Well, it's your manager that's doing that. I'm so shocked that we never actually got on the, kind of like criticize David Raya last season for most of this. And probably because maybe those mistakes are being washed away by him winning the Golden Glove. But right now, we're now getting back and we're looking and seeing that, oh, okay, throw away that Golden Glove thing, yeah? I mean, David Raya, you are David Raya, and you're doing David Raya things, yet again in preseason. So, and that kept us signing. I mean, look at the multiple penalties he kept against AC Milan. Yeah, throw that all away. He came in that Newcastle game, kept the clean sheet. He's looking at like a more composed goalkeeper than David Raya in the grand scheme of things in the preseason. And mind you, it didn't just start now. If you look at his game or how he played in Bournemouth, very decent goalkeeping record down there. So, David Raya would have to be careful because Kepa might just swoop in and take that number one position. Victor Gyökeres came in at the 76th minute. No service. No service. Do you know why? Because Arsenal doesn't have any player in midfield, an attacking midfielder in midfield that actually wants to take on players and open up low block teams right from the middle. We don't have any of that. When you look at the creative players that we've got, Bukayo Saka, anything can happen to Bukayo Saka. Like what happened to him yesterday. He had a stinker yesterday, but it happens. I'm not going to be the one to say, hey, Bukayo Saka, I'm going to whip you for having a bad game. Bad days happen. So, we can excuse Bukayo Saka.
No. Hold on. Stop. Saka didn't have a stinker yesterday. Sometimes you have to give the other team a bit of credit as well. Yeah, I think Spence played well against him. Spence is a very capable defender. I've rated Spence for the longest of time. Spence is a very capable defender, and it just weren't coming off for Saka. Saka got doubled up on as per usual. There was some good things about his game, but there were also some other things about his game. The thing is with Saka as well is that there's so much emphasis on Saka to do this, do that, create goals, score goals and stuff like that. I'm getting bored of it now. Saka's not the only player we have in our team here. There's other players that should be able to affect the game, not just Saka. Saka's a very good player and obviously he's our star boy, yeah? But he's not playing right now at that high level that he was because of his injury. So it's going to take him time to get back to where he is. But before we continue, Tony, yeah, let me big up to certain people in the chat because there's some big people in here. Make sure you slap the likes, people. Make sure you should subscribe to some of these channels as well in here as well. First and foremost, got to big up BBK, obviously, family in the building. Make sure you go and subscribe to him, BBK. Big up to Static as well in the building, yeah. My guy, top mod in the building. AFC always, beans on toast. Big up to Tyrell Gunner TV as well. Big up to you, my G, in the building. Make sure you go and subscribe to him as well. Big up to
Aces,
Tyrell, yeah.
Aces. Big up to Aces.
Yeah, big up to Ace as well. But big up to the catch up as well. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the catch up, big up to the catch up. Big up to SB and Catch in the building. Yeah, big up to them, man, as well. I know them man are keeping tabs on me. You know, I know them man are keeping tabs on me in it because, do you know what I mean? But you know me, bro. Yeah, I don't business. You know, I call out what I see is good and I call out what I see bad, and that's how it is. I'm not trying to be in anyone's camp or anyone's good books or anything like that. If I see something not good, and if you disagree in the chat, disagree with me in it. Challenge me, challenge us. Do what you got to do. Big up to my brother though, Caps. Yeah, big up to Caps. Yeah, one of my brethren. Yeah, that's always comes to support me. Yeah, all the time. We chat offline as well and stuff like that. Hopefully you're gonna catch me and Caps going to a couple of Arsenal games as well. But AFC says, you know, at some point, some part of the season, you can see Gabriel Hines and Arteta both getting sent off as they're both airheads. Jay Simpson says, is it this bad getting beaten by my club? You Arsenal fans having emergency meetings already. Nah, man, this is just our show. We haven't had this show for ages, man. But listen, when the real thing kicks off, yeah, we're gonna put you where you belong, yeah. So don't worry about that, Jay Simpson. But big up to Jay Simpson as well. And Catch says, run up the likes. And big up to Asa, who says, you don't have. We know what the word is. We know what the word is. But yeah, so yeah, you're giving an analysis of all the players. I get it. A lot of the players didn't perform yesterday.
No. I mean, you
continue.
You counted me. You counted me.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I didn't cancel you. No. It wasn't a cancel. I just had to like come in about Saka.
I don't agree with what you said. I don't agree with what you said about Bukayo Saka. See, people, the players are allowed to have stinkers.
Do you not think he's 100% then? Do you think he's 100%?
And it just happened that yesterday was Bukayo Saka's off day. What's wrong about saying that?
Do you think he's 100% fit?
I don't think.
Do you think he's 100% fit?
Has got an off day.
Do you think Saka's 100% fit?
That's a different no. That's a different conversation. Him not being fit is a different conversation. What we're talking about is when he was on the pitch and he looked fit on the pitch, what did he do with the ball? And I'm sorry, Max Doman, who came in to replace him, looked more better than him. And this is not a criticism to Bukayo Saka. It's just there are days when you have legitimate days. I mean, let's not be afraid not to be the person to criticize someone. No, we're not. We're not even criticizing Bukayo Saka. We're just saying he had an off day yesterday, and you are allowed, with what he has done for this team, is allowed to have those off days. Not every day. It's Christmas, yeah. So I mean, he's allowed to have that. And then when you bring in fitness worries about Bukayo Saka, then you make a complete sense of what's going on. So maybe he wasn't really that fit, but you have to go by what we had on the pitch at the time. He looked fit at the time. He was trying to, engineer something. But I mean, yeah, they doubled up on him. But I mean, in that game against Real Madrid, I saw Real Madrid doubling up on him, but he still found a way. He still wriggled through and got one or two crosses here and there. So definitely he had an off day yesterday. But throw that all away. That doesn't even really matter because it's not a Saka show. Yeah, we're talking about Max Doman. He came in and right from the get-go, he started tagging a whole lot of sports players around him. Attack, attack, attack. He's not thinking of passing the ball sideways. It just quick. It just started, getting in on the act and trying to open up play. And you know what? Yeah, that's what Arsenal is actually missing in that team in the middle. Someone to actually just sit down there, yeah, and just completely open up play, open up these low blocks. That's actually giving us a big headache in that team because suddenly we don't even have anyone to create when Saka is down. Look at Odegaard. Immediately because Saka was down, it completely just disappeared from. It just disappeared from the pitch. Yeah, of course you can talk about those looped balls from Zubimendi, those looped passes off the midfield or off the low block by Odegaard, but it's heading nowhere. It's heading nowhere because Tottenham are defending with an extreme low block. Sometimes you just need those kind of players that have that extra bit of quality and that extra bit of technical ability to just cause chaos, in that low block, and that's what Max Doman was trying to engineer yesterday. It was a little bit too late, but that is why it's so necessary to bring in Eberechi Eze to this football club. Now that's a fact. We need someone who is going to cut through the middle, open up play, cause chaos. With these teams that decide to. Bro, didn't you see? Bro, did you see Thomas Frank yesterday? What phase is he on? Tottenham, a team that finished 17th place, considered 65 goals. This man is making them look like defensive genius against the team that came second in the Premier. Bro, do the maths. The proof is in the pudding. So let's don't dilly-dally about these things. Yeah, there was nothing new yesterday. But as someone that is a very fair person, I'm a very balanced person. This is the truth. Yeah, let's look at some of the positives yesterday. If there's any positives to take out from yesterday, it was Max Doman. Max Doman, number one. Number two, Christian Mosquera. Coming in yesterday, showing us what he's got. Came from Valencia. He's just slotted in easy, simple. When you see quality, you recognize one. Easy defending. No, as in, he doesn't want to overcomplicate things. He doesn't want to go through those complicated passes. When you get the ball, just be on your way. Be on your way. Don't complicate anything. And that's what he did. And of course, when you were playing for the Spanish under 21 side, yeah, and you were full-fledged centre back for Valencia, one of the most respected clubs in the Spanish La Liga, yeah, with over 90 appearances, 6 appearances for Valencia. There has to be something that guy, has got. Suddenly, when you look at the performance of Benjamin White and how dreadful he was yesterday, people, I don't know what's going on with Benjamin White, but he looked dreadful yesterday.
White was bad yesterday.
Oh my days, bro! Is that serious? Benjamin White of 2 seasons? Is that no? Do the math. Is that Benjamin White of 2 seasons ago that was actually helping our attack? That was actually coming back doing defensive duties? That was actually helping us down the right hand side? Right now, what he just wants to do is to just push around players during set pieces like corner kicks. That's all he's just there in the team doing right now. No, let's be frank. He looks a complete shadow of himself. Please, let's don't even talk about that left-hand side because let's just agree that we should just put a hologram down there in that left-hand side. Let's don't even, people in the charts, let's don't even talk about Martinelli. I don't want to stink up the place right now let's not even talk about Trossard and Martinelli, because and I will get angry if you talk about them, my brother. I mean, I'll literally be very angry if you decide to talk about them, because,
I
bro,
need you to be angry, my bro.
I don't want to say something out of anger. Yeah, please. Let's don't do it. Just leave that left hand side. We can talk about any, because right now it's just better we put a scarecrow down there, down the left hand side, or a hologram, and just know, okay, we have someone that's just situated down there. It's useless. Martinelli, upon all the whole minutes he spent there yesterday, no single cross. What are we doing here? And someone is telling me that, oh, negative. What is negative about saying it as it is, that Martinelli didn't give us any cross yesterday? What, I mean, what is this? I'll leave you to just, talk about what happened yesterday from your own side. It'll be interesting to see what you have to say.
I thought I'd bring up your friend, innit? You can see him there, Mr. Martinelli, bro. Can you see him? Can you see him? Yeah, do you know what, man? Sentiments and all that. You know what? When the game finished, yeah, I was crazy. I was really disappointed. Now, someone that, for me, a football fan, yeah, is someone that doesn't like to lose, regardless of whether it's competitive or not, especially against Spurs, yeah. As I said, we can be playing Spurs in a charity game, a five-a-side tournament. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything. I do not want to lose to Tottenham Hotspurs. This is when you know the difference between a footy fan and someone that's played ball back in the day. Because most footballers, they wouldn't have wanted to lose to Spurs yesterday. Now, it's the manner of the defeat more so, and the performance that I think most people are probably wound up about. But let's talk about the goal that we conceded. Let's talk about Raya, because I know you've spoken about Raya already, but is there a problem that we're seeing, or a regular theme that we're seeing, where our goalkeepers are playing like literally quarterbacks now, where they're so, do you know what I mean, so far up the pitch, one mistake. Remember what happened to Ramsdale against, I think it was Sporting, was it Sporting? A couple of seasons ago, where he got lobbed. You remember?
Yeah, Sporting. It was Sporting.
Yeah. And we saw the same happen against Raya. And someone was saying that this was going to happen to Raya, and people were warning us, this Raya's going to get chipped. Raya's going to get chipped one of these days. The guy, it's almost like he's playing like a left back, right back. He's playing everywhere except for being in the goal. Where are these tactics coming from, Tony? Is the manager telling Raya to like stand outside of his box to receive the ball? Where are these tactics coming from?
Bro, I mean, look no further. Mikel Arteta. I'm wondering why you're even asking that question, because I mean, it's clear to see. I mean, look at what made Aaron Ramsdale to be demonized by the fan base of this football club. It's just the simple mistakes that David Raya is now making. I mean, see, yeah, of course, when you pull those kind of passes off, like the kind of pass that he was trying to Miles in the middle. If he pulls that off, it's a genius. But if you don't pull that off, it becomes something that literally could just cost you the game in Hong Kong. And the second was what came to pass. that's the thin line between winning and losing at times. And as you can see, we never won that game. We never scored any goal. It was so difficult to even come back from that because that's mentally damaging when when a player just does that to you. And again, you just have to blame the manager. Yeah, what ill discipline. No, bro. We've seen Ramsdale do that. Now we're seeing David Raya do that. So it has to be a systematic thing. It has to be the kind of tactics that the manager has been using, to kind of like move forward. Yeah, and when you're a position-based team, that's how you play in a way. But I've also seen Pep, who uses goalkeeper in such situations. Yeah, he's used his goal. That's not even the case because they're very disciplined when they do it. But with the case of David Raya, he's just so careless. And see, you know what? Yeah, abs. Yeah, Waffle Don. Don't be deceived by those two back-to-back Golden Glove. Arsenal have, as it is, we have two of the best centre back pairing in Europe. So he has enough cover to cover up any lapses that he's gotten in this team. So let's don't say, oh, he's a Golden Glove winner. Yes, you're the Golden Glove winner because we have two of the best centre back pairings in the league, in Europe per se. So why wouldn't you win the Golden Glove? So let's call a spade a spade. He made mistakes. It cost us last season. There were some games we were just meant to win, simple, easy. It cost us in some of those games. Yeah, last season, due to his stupidity at times. Sometimes it puts himself in difficult situation last season, and he will still be the one to get himself out of those situations. So most of the saves he had last season that were problematically caused by him, most of the time he went on to actually save it, and then we clap for him that he saved the day. No, you made those mistakes in the first place, and you're covering up for those mistakes. And it's high stakes, high rewards right now. If you make the mistake, you have to pay. There should be a system where there's consequences for certain things you do in this team. What he did yesterday was completely unacceptable. I mean, in a not London derby, yeah, I get it, a friendly match, but we all know there's nothing like a friendly match when it's the not London derby anywhere in the world. You know this. So, I mean, for committing that crime yesterday, David Raya, I mean, it has to, there should be some form of consequences for what he did. I mean, I just want to see Kepa come in that game against Villarreal, and let's just see Kepa. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got through that Villarreal matchup, and then let's go based on. Let's compare and contrast.
Bro, listen, Tony, you're my guy and everything, yeah. But stop talking, please. Don't talk to me about this Kepa guy. Kepa. There's a reason why Kepa has come to Arsenal. Yeah, he's not. How can he not get first place ahead of that bum Sanchez at Chelsea? How can he not get ahead of him?
Chelsea last season.
Oh, sorry, he was at Bournemouth. Yeah, okay, he was decent at Bournemouth last season. Okay, he was decent at Bournemouth. But when you're playing for a move, you elevate yourself, isn't it?
No, I mean, I hear you, but he wasn't given a chance. Chelsea wants out. They don't want that big wage burning a hole in their accounts, and rightfully so. They have to, and they've been doing good business. So, I mean, they have to ship out what they perceive as deadwood. But if you look at his performances at Bournemouth, I don't think is as poor as people think. And again, when I traveled, I went on some soul searching, program, and I found out that the only reason why I was punching up the air about the Kepa signing was because it was just literally coming from Chelsea. So we as fans have to differentiate these things. Is it about the quality of the player, or is it about it's coming from Chelsea Football Club, a rival that has not given us anything good to go by over the years? And I found out that it's just because I don't just like us getting Chelsea players. That's the reason why I hated him. Because right now, when you're looking at Kepa in that game against AC Milan, he bested David Raya. When you're looking in that game against Newcastle, he came on and he kept a complete clean sheet. But David Raya fluffed his lines and disgraced us all through in that game. And yet again, he made another mistake. London Derby. So I mean,
in your opinion, who's the better goalkeeper?
See, you know what? Yeah, we can't even say that. We can't even analyze that right now. You know why? Because David Raya is being protected by two of the best centre backs in Europe. So the only way you can fairly actually look into that is to see how Kepa plays. We can only judge by putting them in the same situation. So if maybe Kepa is put in between two of the best centre backs in Europe, and then let's see what happens. That's the only way we can get accurate data and statistical analysis of what we're really looking at between him and David Raya. But one thing is sure, we don't want to see this kind of gaffes committed by David Raya in the Premiership season. And if we want to say the truth, you do know, and I do know, that he made lots of mistakes last year. You know this. Let's don't dance around the bush.
Listen, listen. Right. You see both of the goalkeepers. You see both of these goalkeepers. Yeah, I'm not gonna say they're top, but they're both top goalkeepers. I just think they're both average, both good shot stoppers, and they're playing at Arsenal. That's all I see. I'm not excited by any of these goalkeepers at all. But it's not like one's levels above the other. They're just literally just that. You know what I mean? And obviously, as you just pointed out, that because we've got good defense, that covers up a lot of the goalkeeper's mistakes when you look at it. But anyway, I want to move away from the goalkeepers now because I don't want to talk about them all day. There's a question.
What about you? What about you? What do you think?
I've just said what I thought about the goalkeepers.
We can't dance around the bush, and you escape. I mean, you put yourself on the line.
I told you what I think about the goalkeepers. I told you what I think about the goalkeepers. I don't rate none of. I don't rate both of them. Both of the goalkeepers.
I hear you.
I don't rate both of the goalkeepers.
Which goalkeeper do you think should start in the Premiership? We're just 2 weeks away, and when you see David Raya make these mistakes, who do you want to actually start in the Premiership season?
But
ladies and gentlemen, I mean,
no, hold on. It's obvious, isn't it? I'm gonna go for David Raya because I know David Raya. I know last season, yeah, apart from all the gaffes, he did make some outstanding saves last season. You know, he was arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league last season. So I'm going to go with David Raya. There's no question. You know what I mean? Listen, Kepa is a backup for a reason. Yeah. If he gets into the team and he performs better than David Raya, then so be it. But there's no way that Kepa is going to be starting the season ahead of David Raya. It's just not happening. It's not happening. So you asked me a question, and I think David Raya is going to start.
It's good you're saying this because, I mean, every word we say have consequences. So as this situation also have consequences. So what you're now telling me, so what you're now trying to say right now is it doesn't matter about your performances, even in competitive games or in preseason. if you don't really look good in preseason, we can just go with you. It doesn't matter how much you try, how much effort you put in actually trying to get the shirt. Good and okay. I'm totally okay with that opinion, by the way. But I mean, get ready not to see players that would actually do something, and actually see players in the team that would literally make mistakes all the time and offer us nothing, and allow players like Max Doman just sit on.
Hold on. Quick question to you then. Yeah?
Allow Max
Quick question.
Let's allow the bench and allow continue thinking of the place. So, do you agree with that?
Let me quick question. So there's two ways you can look at this, yeah. So the first phase, Raya actually makes a pass to Skelly. So Raya's expecting Skelly, yeah, he's trusted Skelly to do something with the ball, whether it's to pass it off. Skelly, you can argue it was a foul or not. Skelly loses possession, and then David Raya is lobbed. Now, David Raya wasn't expecting to be lobbed, yeah, because he put his trust in the pass going to Miles Skelly, yeah.
You're you're a goalkeeper.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, and you can come in, yeah. So, as much as we've seen David Raya lobbed, yeah, we also have to look at Miles Skelly in that situation as well. So there's two players that's accountable in that situation, yeah. Now, David Raya is our number one goalkeeper at Arsenal, yeah. Regardless of whether you want Kepa to start or not, he's our number one goalkeeper, and whether he's made that mistake or not, that one mistake, he's going to start next season. You can argue with it. You can argue with me till the cows come home about it, whether he should start or not. But you and I know that David Raya is going to start next season. There are players that made mistakes in that game that are going to be starting next season. Yeah, first game of next season. So that argument of whether Kepa or Raya should start, I don't think that's a non-starter for me. Yeah, Raya has had a whole season of playing for Arsenal. Yeah, Kepa has just come in. He's not going to take his place, yeah, unless he does something outstanding in the next 2-3 games or in the Emirates Cup where he looks outstanding. But I'm guaranteeing you now that Kepa is not going to start ahead of David Raya. So let's just cool that down.
I mean,
we spent a lot of time talking about this, by the way.
You can't beat your chest and say that. You can't beat your chest and say that.
Okay.
We've literally seen Mikel Arteta throw the book on Ramsdale while he was a decent goalkeeper for this team and bring Raya in to displace him. So, I mean, you can't really say this of David Raya and just think that that's just the way it's going to go. Mind you, when Kepa was coming to the football club, he said in the interview, I'm not coming here to be anyone's backup. I'm coming down here to take the number one shirt. Believe it, take that to the bank.
We will see who starts the first game of the season, then, bro. We will see.
Yeah. It's how you go for this favoritism.
I know who's starting.
Either you go for the favoritism or you go by what you see, factually, what you see. The Kepa in this preseason games and with his performances in Bournemouth has been a more better goalkeeper than David Raya, personally, to me. And if you add the protection that David Raya is getting from two of the centre backs that are predominantly the best centre back pairing in the world right now, maybe not the world, yeah, but I mean in Europe, yeah. Bro, if you put that in front of Kepa, we could be talking about something different altogether. So, I mean, I hear your argument and I accept your argument, but I'm not saying that I want competition for places. So me and you, because when you say these things, yeah, it's kind of like watering down what me and you have been saying for the past 2 seasons, that we want competition for places. So if the players were bringing in for competition, now we have to understand what we mean by depth, or what we mean by backup, or what we mean by replacement. We have to put definitions of all these things all together. So does it mean if I'm a backup to a goalkeeper, or a backup to a player who's currently having that #1 shirt, so I'm just going to be his backup? I'm not going to aspire higher in order to gazump that player and take that shirt? Is this what we call backups these days? Is this what we call backups, really? Not to compete for places? And if he competes competitively, he's not going to get the shirt? Come on, man. Let's don't do that. And I have no mercy on David Raya if that #1 shirt is ripped apart from him. I mean, go and feel the pain that Ramsdale felt when that shirt was ripped apart, taken away from him. So I have no mercy about, I mean, to anyone. I have no loyalties to any of all these players. Anyone that puts in a befitting performance should be the one leading the line next season. That's all I have to say, because it totally waters down what me and you have been talking all through. We want to see competition for places. So if I'm competing at an effective level and I cannot get that #1 shirt because I've just shown that I'm putting more better performances, then what is the need of having me as a backup? And by the way, when he came to the football club, in his first interview for the football club, he said, come on, see, people, I'm not here to be backup to no one. I'm here to, I'm here to be #1. That's what he said. And that's what I want to hear. When players say those things, yeah, it's like song to my ears. I want to hear that, because we've totally lost the culture of competitiveness in this football club. That's why Raya can be so overconfident and go put a pass to Mars Lewis Kelly, who is surrounded by 3 hungry-looking Tottenham players in the middle of the park. What are we talking about? He messed us up. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, so let me just get back. My screen's frozen a little bit now. Anyway, we spent quite a lot of time talking about this goalkeeper stuff. Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, whether I rate anyone, I don't rate both keepers in particular, but there is a culture at Arsenal, yeah, that, do you know what, Arteta has his favourites. If it was up to me, I would do things differently. But you can have that same argument with Saka and Noni Madueke as well. If Saka's not performing, then start Noni Madueke. But that's not going to happen. You and I know that's not going to happen, because the manager's going to keep playing him. It's not my decision. It's what the manager's going to keep doing. So it's not a case of me choosing that. But let's see, as I said, over the next few games, what happens. I still believe that David Raya will start, because he's one of Arteta's favourites. He's trusted him for the last season or two. And I just can't see Kepa breaking into the team unless Raya has an injury or something like that, or his form dramatically dips and confidence dips. But anyway, we've got to move on here, because we haven't got much time left.
Yeah.
What's this?
Shout out to Slice and Paul Blue Nose and the Assembled on my channel. Big ups to these people, yeah. Big up Slice.
Big up to Paul Fullwell and everything, man. Big up to Paul Fullwell. But there's a question from AFC Always that I was going to ask as well. And this might be a good one. Do you know what, guys? This is the first show, yeah? This is the first show.
Waffle done.
Yeah.
You put there before. Said I've been on YouTube for the last 24 hours. Who is that?
Oh no, that's Boy Dio. He's putting like the work rate in it.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see what he said. He says his brother on the right stuff. He's been all over YouTube the last 24 hours, getting hit and stick. Yeah, big ups, Boy Tendio, man.
He's bigging you up. As I said, Assemble, I did say both players are accountable, yeah, for that. And as a coach myself, yeah, I would have told my players to spread the ball to the widths instead of playing the ball through the middle. So both players are accountable for it. So it's not just a Raya thing; it's also a Miles thing because he actually lost the ball. So you know what I mean. You can ask as many questions as you want in that situation, but they're both accountable, in my opinion. Anyway, are Arsenal, Man United the most? Hold on. Let me answer this question. Are Man United?
Please. I'm asking
Bro,
you. I'm
you're
asking
interrupting
you.
me, man. I'm trying to finish a question, man. AFC's asked the question. AFC's asked
It's
the
good we
question.
have this argument. Waffledon, I'm
AFC's
sorry.
asked the question.
How can you say that that mistake is by both players? How can you say
Right.
that that mistake is? I want to hear from you.
Okay, I'm not going to answer you. I'm not going to answer you. I'm not going to answer no one until... if you don't let me answer this question, you need to let me answer this question first.
No, you're going into another topic and we've not finished one yet. You need to explain.
AFC has asked the question. No, I decided to answer that question. I decided to answer that question. But let me finish. AFC asks, are Arsenal and Man United the most scrutinised club in England from all fans? What's your answer to that?
Bro, I mean, what do I have to say? We're part of the big four, you know. We have such rich history, and of course, definitely, if things are going wrong with the football club in the style of play, or in our recruitment, or in our managerial, tactical play, and managerial policies or boardroom policies that actually affect the football club, will be under the microscope. It's a normal thing. When you're a big club, people look at you. When you're a big club and you're not winning trophies, the spotlight will be on you. When you are managing a team like Arsenal and you've not won any big time trophy for the last 5 seasons, there'll be that big, huge microscope. You'll be scrutinized. It is just part of the business. When you're a big club, you're meant to do big things. Look at Chelsea. Even if they're not such a amazing team right now, like they were a couple of years ago during the Abramovich era, they are still winning trophies. And the spotlight, even when they had serious problems at the football club, when they were trying to navigate their way back to top 4, the spotlight wasn't really on them. You know why? Because they've covered up that scrutiny by actually winning trophies. But the spotlight will continue to be on Arsenal. It will continue to be on Manchester United because we're not. I mean, look at the mess we're in. Look at Man United. The jacuzzis are rusted. Of course, you'll be in the news. The Man United are looking on bringing in Sesko, that Arsenal didn't actually bring in to the football club, and they're looking on going to get Sesko right now. They're looking on selling Garnacho. They're looking on selling Anthony. Literally up to 7 players have been put up for sale by Manchester United. So definitely the spotlight is on them. It's on them. You're a big club. Definitely scrutiny will come to you.
Okay, so we've answered that question. Back to the other question, yeah, from the assembled, yeah. Yes, he did put him into a problem, but Miles Skelly also didn't have to go forward. He could have come back he could have played the pass back to the goalkeeper, but he decided to go forward and lost the ball. So yes, the pass to Skelly wasn't in a good area, but Skelly had a choice to make, and he decided, to try and run through a group of Tottenham defenders when there was the option, a choice of him going back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, again, you have to go to the root of the problems.
I've
And
said
Skelly wasn't. It was just trying to make good use of of what he was given at the time to make the right decision. Yeah, he didn't make the right decision at that point, but you can't blame him because he got the ball in an area that's covered by Tottenham players. I could count nearly up to 3-4
Where
players
was the defense
in
then?
that.
Where was the rest of the defense?
He got the
Where was the
ball
rest
about
of the
3-4
defenders? Where was the
at him.
defenders? No, but where were
You
the
can't
rest of the
blame
defense? No, but
you
where
can't
was the
blame
rest of
Skelly.
the defense? Where was the rest of the defense?
Bro, it doesn't matter. Bro, it doesn't matter. And again,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
wait, you know what, your abs. How old is
Bro,
Miles
bro, you
Lewis
know I play
Skelly?
football, yeah?
You want
Hmm?
a youth, yeah, to make the right decisions all the time. That guy is how old?
Who?
Let's call a spade a spade. He's a young
Sorry,
guy.
who?
He doesn't have to make the. He's allowed to make mistakes. He's not. He's. I mean, he doesn't have to come good all the time. But we have a Golden Glove winner.
So why is MLS not a young guy when he has a great game, but he's a young guy when he makes mistakes? How does that figure out? No one calls him out for being young when he has a great game. It's true though,
man. You know, because sometimes we have to agree with each other. Sometimes we have to, disagree to agree. Sometimes you have to agree to disagree. So this is a healthy one. But I don't think Miles Lewis Skelly should be making the right decisions all the time. He's a youth. He's inexperienced. So if he makes that mistake of not passing the ball back to David Raya, I don't think it's on him. We have to go to where that mistake started. And it's David Raya. He's more experienced. He's played in a more defensive setting than Miles Lewis Skelly has ever played. He played in Brentford. Thomas Frank played a defensive masterpiece with Brentford all the time. When you're a defensive goalkeeper, you know what to do. You know where to pass the ball around and not to get into trouble with those passes. You're able to sniff dangerous Arsenal number one. He didn't sniff the danger. He made that mistake. Consequences should be meted out on him. But again, I'll leave that to Mikel Arteta. But you know what? Yeah, don't be too confident that David Raya might be your number one going forward. We've literally seen managing rip up that shape of Ramsdale.
I'm not saying you're not listening. You've not listened to anything I've said, yeah. I'm not choosing Raya to be in goal starting, yeah. I'm just saying, yeah, how the manager sees Raya, yeah. Raya is more than likely going to start the first game of the season, yeah, because one, he's been here the longest. Two, he probably has a better relationship in terms of with his defenders, more trusting. Gabriel Martinelli, they've not played much with Kepa at the back, so you know he's going with the experienced manager. Experienced keeper that's played for Arsenal. You know, I don't think the manager's gonna just switch to Kepa unless something dramatically goes wrong over the next few games. That's my opinion. That's what I think. I'm not choosing Raya as the number one goalkeeper. I'm just saying this is how I feel that the manager is going to move forward. We spent so much time, we really haven't spoken about anything else.
But if he makes further mistakes in the game against Villarreal or in the other games we have against Athletic,
Do
you think that position is on the spotlight then? Considering
the
other mistakes he's made.
Are you asking me or? Yeah, no, of course. Listen, David Raya is constantly under scrutiny, in my opinion. And the more mistakes he makes, is the more, you know, he's handing the baton to Kepa, especially if Kepa has a couple of great games. He's going to give Arteta a problem. He will give Arteta a problem. But we've seen with this manager constantly that he loves to choose his favourites. And yeah, unless something drastically, say the same thing happens again and he gets lobbed against Villarreal or something like that, or he might not even play against Villarreal. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Unless there's some kind of mess up here, real bad mess up from him again, then I can see the manager starting to think of maybe making changes. But at this moment, I just don't think Arteta's not that guy at this moment to just drop Raya just like that. He's his man. You know what I mean? That's his guy at the end of the day. So I don't see him dropping him. Obviously, they're both Spanish as well, aren't it? Both Spanish goalkeepers, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both Spanish, bro. Both Spanish, I mean, they're both Spanish.
So let's see how that unravels anyway, because you know what, all of a sudden,
that plays.
It could,
I'm also wanted to ask you, Eberechi Eze. I mean, what do you really think about the transfer right now? Do you think it's a signing we need to make right now? Is that the priority right now? Should we be going? Should we be?
100%.
I mean, releasing of the cash right now for that guy?
I think we've got the cash. These men want to just they don't want to pay the. I'm hearing a 55 million. We want to pay 55 million instead of like the release clause and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it seems to me like another Gyökeres situation where we've been there and we've dragged our feet or dragged our knuckles. And I think this one's going to be another drawn-out one, but not as long as the Gyökeres situation. But if we really want to see Arsenal improve next season, then Eze is a priority for Arsenal. We need to get him in ASAP, because what we're seeing right now in pre-season, and no one complained about the Newcastle game, because we won it. But there were issues in the Newcastle game as well. We need that creativity. We need that creative spark in the number 10 or in that midfield area. There's something different about Eze. Eze can carry the ball. Eze can shoot. Eze can pass. He's also very good at unlocking low blocks as well. His dribbling capacity, and we need that right now. Odegaard for me is, I'm rooting for him next season to be, a top dog next season, but I don't know about Odegaard, man. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, but again, do you think we're stifled of cash right now to actually orchestrate that deal? Because I'm trying to wonder why we're actually delaying on actually closing that deal right now. It's very evident we need someone of his ilk to come help us out and be that attacking midfielder to cut through the middle and open up teams that decide to stubbornly keep a low block against us. Because with the numerous questions that have been asked of Mikel Arteta, mostly with teams that decide to just play on us, to just actually, make us look like clowns out there by keeping a low block. But Mikel Arteta has got no answer whatsoever for these kind of teams. So it becomes imperative that we invest in an attacking midfielder that will cut through the middle. And see, people, I'll be the last person advocating for the Eze signing if Martin Odegaard was prolific enough to cut through the middle, or he was gifted technically to actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 players tagged along with him and open up this low block teams. He's not doing that. His tactics is so outdated, that it won't work for Arsenal. So we do need Eze. But again, do you think we're cash strapped? When you look at the scenario where we actually signed Noni Madueke for 50 million, we've signed unnecessary players for unnecessary, money in a way. But do you think that's keeping us away from signing Eze? Are we cash strapped?
I don't think we are. Arsenal have got money, man. They're just tight. They just don't want to pay whatever the release clause or whatever. But we got the money to get Eze, man. Do you know what I mean? We've got the money. We've definitely got the money for that. Let me just go through some of these comments before. Rhea is
Big up to Don.
Big up to Don C in the building. Big up to Don C. Let me just see. I just want to see the goal again, innit? Let me just see. I just want to just quickly check the goal again to see the mistake.
Yeah,
that's Rhea. Because Rhea is a bit of a flapper, isn't he? We should have got Mike Mannion from AC Milan. Hey, Donnarumma's. Hold on. Hold on. I've got to see that again, actually. Hold on. I just got to rewatch the goal. I'll tell you something here. You see that, right? Anyway, I'm going to disagree with a lot of everyone. Yeah, Mark MLS. Yeah, he receives the ball. Yeah, the second touch should have been a pass out to another player, by the way. Yeah, but he decides that he wants to try and dribble it through like some other players. So you know what? Yeah, I'm sticking to my argument. But anyway, I'm not going to carry on going on about that because I'm going to have to go. We've got to go soon. Tony, do you think the Arsenal team looks anxious? That's a question to you, Tony. Do you think that team looks anxious?
Anxious?
Anxious.
Bro, man, I can't even answer that question, man. Anxious for what? I mean, at this point, rather than being anxious, we should be, bro. I mean, that's a question I can't answer, man, because I mean, see, people, we need more signings for the Arsenal. It doesn't matter whether we're anxious or not anxious. Just get the players in. Get the players in that we need. And you know what? Yeah, I'm looking at Anthony Gordon as a very, very, very possible a signing that we should get down that left-hand side. How about that, my brother Waffle Don? You know, I'm looking at
how much they asking
Anthony Gordon.
How much they asking for him though? How much they asking for him?
He's not more than 60 million.
80 mil? Huh?
He's not more than 60 million.
Didn't he cost like 50 million? He cost 50 million, yeah, though, didn't he?
Yeah, within 50, 55 million should be able to get that deal done. 55 million pounds should get that deal done for Anthony Gordon. And then bring in Eze to just situate him as an attacking midfielder rather than using him as a left winger, because I think it's more effective cutting through the middle than him playing in left. But anyway, he could play left wing, he could play attack.
You talking about Eze?
Yeah.
You talking about Eze?
Yeah, I'm talking of Eze also. I'm talking of Eze also. It's good we get two of them.
Yeah.
Get two of them. If we Gordon, he plays down that left-hand side. He's a left winger. Left wingers do left winger things. If Eze comes in, we'll allow him do what an attacking midfielder should do, of the ilk of Santi Cazorla. I mean, just open up play, break play. In terms of, I mean, just break these low blocks. That's what we need. And to be able to lay those passes to a Gyökeres who will situate himself in the 18-yard box and try to just push the ball into the net. It doesn't have to be a fine goal. It doesn't have to be a pretty goal. It could be an ugly one. It could be a 1-0 win. But if someone like Eze goes through the middle, causes problems, take defenders to be tagged along with him while he's opening those spaces, and Gyökeres just score goals for us, no matter how ugly it is, bro, I'm okay with it. Provided we win these games 1-0, 2-0, I don't care. Just put the ball at the back of the net and give us a win.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think we need to continue this though next week also, because yeah, it's definitely a lot we need to talk about in terms of the team going forward. Let's hope that we're better against Villarreal. Obviously, I'm hoping the team, go much better next game, and we will see. We will see. But people,
Waffle TV, I'm sorry for keeping you, but there was something that happened. I said I was going to ask you on, on live here. I saw Sunderland go for a certain player. I mean, under a week, they just identified the player and actually went for him. Granit Xhaka from the German Bundesliga. Bro, 17.5 million was what did that deal. Do you know how much Arsenal sold Granit Xhaka down to Bayer Leverkusen?
I can't remember. Was it 30 million or something? 10 million? 15? I can't remember.
15 million.
15?
15 million. 15 million. That's how much we sold him. It's 15 million.
Man,
and now Sunderland is buying Granit Xhaka for about 17.5 million. Bro, do the math. Bro, I was shocked when I saw that. And again, I'm seeing the numbers here of Felix going down to Saudi Arabia. And I'm like, oh my God, Arsenal have someone of the ilk of Fabio Vieira that were bought for $40 million and he's still in this football club. We can't even get 5 million for him. I'm looking at Rich Nelson. By the way, Rich Nelson had a good game when he came on in that game against Tottenham Hotspur. And we're struggling to sell these players. I mean, I'm looking at Zinchenko. I mean, why aren't we using, these guys as some make weight in some certain deals we need to get done? If you call Crystal Palace, let's add Zinchenko as a sweetener in that deal for Eze. Just take Zinchenko. We'll even pay salaries for you. I mean, that sweetens the deal. We get our guy. Bro, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Big ups to Cooper and Jay Greens, man, in the chat.
Listen, people, yeah. I really need to go now, yeah. It's like timing and that, yeah. I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to take this up another time, Tony, yeah. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everyone. If you haven't subscribed to both channels, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna be putting Tony's channel in the description, so make sure you just subscribe to Tony Claude Gunner TV. But yeah, big up to everyone. Leave a comment after the show and all of that. And Tony, you got anything coming up quickly before we go?
I mean, I've had this show with you. I'm so happy about this. We got to talk today. Tomorrow, I'm thinking of bringing Laguna back to my channel. Laguna, I mean, is a pundit, and it does lots of on Instagram, and so I'm thinking of bringing into my channel tomorrow if I can come back quick from the game I have. I have Deji Spores on Sunday. Deji Spores were back on Sunday after my games. I'll be having Deji Spores back to the channel, and we'll go at it once again. I'll be having Oregon Gooner on Tuesday. Maybe me and you can have a stint on Monday, but on Tuesday I'll be having Oregon Gooner back to the channel after my vacation, and we're just gonna talk about everything about Arsenal. I'll be having Northside show on Friday again with Northside. On Saturday, I'll be on Sarcasm TV with my guy Flawless and Don C, and of course TJ will be down there. So on Saturday, I'll be down there, in the battle room with this brawlers like Don C and Flawless and the rest of them and TJ. So yeah, man. And of course, next week I'll be back with you, my brother, man. Probably maybe on Monday we'll do something.
Definitely. Well, listen, people, it's got to be abrupt end, yeah, because I need to go and do something here. Everyone, big up to everyone, and we will see you soon. Take care, people. We are out.
Peace, people, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.